Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 3, verse 26. एवं विमृश्य सुधियो भगवत्यनन्ते सर्वात्मना विदधते खलु भावयोगं तेमेन दण्डम् अर्हन्त्यथ यद्यमीशां स्यात्पातकं तदपि अन्त्युरुगाय वादः. Considering all these points, therefore, intelligent men decide to solve all problems. Intelligent men decide to solve all problems by adopting the devotional service of chanting the holy name of the Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart and who is a mine of all auspicious qualities. Mine of all auspicious qualities. What is the word? The Prabhupada has added, I think. Okay. Such persons are not within my jurisdiction for punishment. Generally, they never commit sinful activities, but even if by mistake or because of bewilderment or illusion, they sometimes commit sinful acts, they are protected from sinful reactions because they always chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Hmm. So intelligent men decide to solve all problems by adopting the devotional service of chanting the holy name of the Lord. And they never commit sinful activities. This is important to note. But even if by mistake or because of bewilderment or illusion, because of past vasanas, etc., even if they commit, they are protected from sinful reactions because they chant the Hare Krishna mantra. But it doesn't mean that we take advantage of this and commit sinful activities because that will become a namaprada. Namno baladyasya papa buddhi. In this regard, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes the following words from the prayers of Lord Brahma from 10th canto. Athapite deva padambuja dvaya prasada leshanugrihita evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno nachanya eko pichiram vichinvan. Purport is that even though one is a very learned scholar of the Vedic Shastras, he may be completely unaware of the existence of the Supreme Lord and his name, fame, qualities, and so forth. Whereas one who is not a great scholar can understand the position of the Supreme Lord if he somehow or other becomes a pure devotee of the Lord by engaging in devotional service. So we can understand the position of the Supreme Person of Godhead. So Janma Karma Cha Me Divyam Devam Yo Vetti Tattvataha. Who can understand? If somehow or other he becomes a pure devotee of the Lord. Only then we can understand. Therefore, this verse spoken by Yamaraj says, Evam Vimrushya Sudhiyo Bhagavati, those who engage in the loving service of the Lord, become Sudhiyaha, intelligent. But this is not so of a Vedic scholar who does not understand Krishna's name, fame, and qualities. Pure devotee is one whose intelligence is clear. He is truly truthful, thoughtful, because he engages in the service of the Lord, not as a matter of show, but with love, with his mind, words, and body. Pure devotee's intelligence is clear. What does this mean? What does it mean that by this sentence? Pure devotee is one whose intelligence is clear. Any thoughts?
Because they are guided by the Lord from inside, so they will be always in a better position.
Yeah, so intelligence becomes bewildered mainly because of material attachment. So they don't have any material attachment. They see everything on the basis of Guru Sadhu Shastra. So their intelligence is very clear. They know what needs to be done in every situation. Mm. And he's truly thoughtful because he engages in the service of the Lord, not as a matter of show, but with love, with his mind, words, and body. So this actually sometimes this love for the Lord's service becomes manifested as material anger. Sometimes Prabhupada used to get angry at devotees because they're not doing the service properly, they're not doing it on time, etc. Prabhupada used to get angry. And, devotees, they used to understand because Prabhupada's anger was just up to the point of the service and not at the person. So immediately then Prabhupada's mood would become normal, just like nothing has happened. But that is because of his love for serving Krishna nicely. So sometimes love manifests as anger. In even in Goloka, in devotees who are in Madhurya, this love gets manifested as mana and so many things. So love doesn't mean just smiling and giggling and that's not love, right? Love means wanting to really serve the Lord very nicely to his satisfaction, to the topmost perfection. Mm. Like yesterday, somebody was asking, saying that, Prabhu, we have to print pamphlets for Janmashtami. Why we have to do good printing? Why can't it just be like, why should we spend so much money? Because everything that we do for the Lord should be top class. Because we don't have money doesn't mean that we should do a shoddy job. Otherwise, don't do a job at all. Don't do it at all. Otherwise, put your heart and do it so that even if it takes a little bit more effort to maybe, to get that Lakshmi or whatever, it's that is the service. That is a loving service. Mhm. Uh, we should not think that, okay, service means like everything is given in front of me and then I just engage in some activities. That's okay. That's one level of service. Another level of service is, figuring out whatever is required to please the Lord. And it might mean things that we might not have normally done at all in our life, etc., etc. But that is love. Love means doing whatever it takes to please the Lord. And they do engage with mind, words, and body. Mm. Non-devotees may make a show of religion, but it is not very effective. Because although they ostentatiously attend a temple or church, they're thinking of something else. Like big programs, functions, so much of money spent, but it's not very effective. Such persons are neglecting their religious duty and are punishable by Yamaraja. See, even those who are so-called religious, they're non-devotees. If they're non-devotees, they're punishable by Yamaraja. But a devotee who commits sinful acts, which he may do unwillingly or accidentally because of his former habits, is excused. So powerful. Path of bhakti is so powerful that a devotee, even if he happens to commit a sinful act, he is excused. But non-devotees who are just externally show of religion, going to temple, doing this, doing that, but they are also engaging in sinful activities, they'll get punished. In today's situation is this only. People go to temple and at the same time they also engage in drinking, smoking, and all kinds of irreligious activities. As a matter of, as a course of life, today now it's become like acceptable, saying that this is how life is. But unfortunately, they're going to be punished by Yamaraj. And so this is very, very important. Pure devotee. Uh, so that's why Prabhupada is saying that um, somehow or other one has to become a pure devotee of the Lord. That is the whole idea. And for such a person, also all problems are solved. There's no problem. And such persons are not within the jurisdiction of Yamaraj also. देव सिद्ध परिगीत पवित्र गाथा ये साधव समदृशो भगवत प्रपन्नाः तानोपसीदत हरेर गदयाभिगुप्तान् नैषां वयं न च वयः प्रभवामदण्डे. My dear students, please do not approach such devotees, for they are fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. They're equal to everyone, and their narrations are sung by the demigods, meaning they're glorified by demigods and inhabitants of Siddhaloka. Please do not even go near them. Please do not even go near them. They're always protected by the club of the Supreme Lord, and therefore Lord Brahma and I, and even the time factor, are not competent to chastise them. So please understand, pure devotees are not under the control of Kala also. And I have told this multiple times. Who is a pure devotee? One who surrenders sincerely, Diksha Kale Bhakta Kare Atma Samarpan. One who sincerely surrenders to the Guru, considering that the goal of my life is to just please Guru and Krishna and I have no other desire. He is a pure devotee, right? And who is already perfectly pure, then that person doesn't even commit any sinful activities. So in the previous verses, statements that even they commit sinful acts. Who are these people who are desiring to become perfect pure devotees, but they're still on the path? That means we just sincerely surrendered to the Guru and given up all desire for sense gratification. Or at least we want to give up sense gratification, even if we are not able to, and if we are engaging in that. At least in the heart, we want to give up. We want to only serve for the pleasure of the Lord. That is a pure devotee. And for such pure devotees, even Supreme Lord Himself will protect. Brahma or even Yama or even time factor, they're not competent to chastise them. So the chastisement or suffering that a pure devotee goes through is just for his own rectification, purification, which is given directly by the Lord, not by anybody else, not by time factor, not by Yamaraj, not by Lord Brahma, not by other demigods, not by anybody else. And they're equal to everyone. They're equal to everyone, meaning they are not looking at, okay, this is they are mine, they are other, not mine. No. Everybody is a soul, everybody is part and parcel of Krishna, everybody needs to be engaged in bhakti and see everybody similarly, equally. In effect, Yamaraja warned his servants, my dear servants, despite what you may have done previously to disturb the devotees, henceforward you should stop. The actions of devotees who have surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Lord and who constantly chant the holy name of the Lord are praised by the demigods and the residents of Siddhaloka. These devotees are so respectable and exalted that Lord Vishnu personally protects them with the club in his hand. Therefore, regardless of what you have done this time, henceforward, you should not approach such devotees. Otherwise, you will be killed by the club of Lord Vishnu. Yamaraj is saying Lord Vishnu will not even spare them. They might even get killed. This is my warning. Lord Vishnu has a club and chakra to punish non-devotees. Do not risk punishment by attempting to disturb the devotees. Not to speak of you, if even Lord Brahma or I were to punish them, Lord Vishnu would punish us. Therefore, do not disturb the devotees any further. So see the exalted position of devotees. So exalted. Big demigods cannot do anything. And that doesn't mean that pure devotees take advantage of this position and become arrogant and prideful and all that. No, they understand that protection is being given because of their pure position, pure surrender. तान् आनयध्वम् असतो विमुखान् मुकुन्द पादारविन्दमकरन्दरसादजस्रम् निष्किञ्चनैः परमहंसकुलैरसङ्गैर्जुष्टाद् गृहे निरयवर्त्मनि बद्धतृष्णान्. Paramahamsas are exalted persons who have no taste for material enjoyment and who drink the honey of the Lord's lotus feet. They have no taste for material enjoyment. My dear servants, bring to me for punishment only persons who are averse to the taste of that honey, who do not associate with the Paramahamsas and who are attached to family life and worldly enjoyment, which form the path to hell. It can't be more direct than this. If somebody is averse to chanting the holy name, please show them this verse and tell them that they have very high chances of going to Yamaloka. Mm. And also those who are attached to family life and worldly enjoyment, which form the path to hell. After warning the Yamadutas not to approach the devotees, Yamaraja now indicates who is to be brought before him. He specifically advises the Yamadutas to bring him materialistic persons who are attached to household life merely for sex. And this, yeah, sex means not just attachment. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Yan Maitunadi Grahamedi Sukham Hitucham. People are attached to household life for sex only. They're always harassed in many ways by their material engagements, and their only happiness is that after working very hard all day, at night they sleep and indulge in sex. Low class. Nidraya hriyate naktam vyavayena cha va vayaha. At night, materialistic householders sleep or indulge in sex life. Jivat charte haya rajan kutumba bharanenava. During the day, they are busy trying to find out where money is, and if they get money, they spend it to maintain their families. What is this normal materialistic life? A normal materialistic life is not for devotees. The first canto, second chapter, I think, no, Shukadev Goswami starts responding, I think, in the second canto. So he says that this is the lifestyle of devotees, of non-devotees. At night, indulging in sleep or sex life, and during the day, just busy earning money. That's all. And when they get money, spend it. This is all material life is all about. And Ajamila was a perfect example of that. That he did not give up his sex life till he was like way beyond, you know. So we have to understand, and this manifests in different forms. One is gross sexual engagement, but also any kind of bodily attraction. This is so devotees have to work towards this, right? Of course, it is because lifetimes after lifetimes you have lived life like this. So it will be very, very difficult to, change ourselves in one life. But bhakti is so powerful. Bhakti is so powerful that actually we should not live a life like that. That is the animalistic life. It's not human life. Human life is, and this is cultured human life, which is why Varnashrama is so, so important. In Varnashrama, all these are allowed, but with full strict restrictions. Right? Actually, in previous days, when a husband and wife are supposed to engage in a sexual act, it used to be announced because that was what is called Garbhadhana Samskara. It used to be announced, right? Which means there's a samskara done. So, which means that they will be hesitant to engage in this unrestrictedly because everybody will come to know they're like whatever, uncontrolled. Nowadays, all this is gone, right? So, husband and wife they engage and whatever, right? It's just very low class. Yamaraja specifically advises his servants to bring these persons to him for punishment and not to bring the devotees who always lick the honey at the lotus feet of the Lord, who are equal to everyone and who try to preach Krishna consciousness because of sympathy for all living entities. And we should understand we are all preaching Krishna consciousness, either directly sitting on the Vyasasana or making arrangements for the program, distributing pamphlets, calling people, distributing books, preaching by our own actions, by our own behavior. Devotees are not liable to punishment by Yamaraja, but persons who have no information of Krishna consciousness cannot be protected by their material life of so-called family enjoyment. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Deha patya kalatradishvatma sainyeshvasvapi tesham pramatto nidhanam pashyannapi nu pashyati. Pramatta, mad. Such persons complacently believe that their nations, communities, or families can protect them, unaware that all such fallible soldiers will be destroyed in due course of time. In conclusion, one should try to associate with persons who engage in devotional service 24 hours a day. This is what we have to. This is our goal to engage 24 hours a day in devotion. Hmm. जिह्वा न वक्ति भगवद्गुणनामधेयं चेतश्च न स्मरति तच्चरणारविन्दं कृष्णाय नो नमति यच्चिर एकदापि तानानयध्वम् असतोकृत विष्णुकृत्यान्. My dear servants, please bring to me only those sinful persons who do not use their tongue to chant the holy name and qualities of Krishna, whose hearts do not remember the lotus feet of Krishna even once, and whose heads do not bow down even once before Lord Krishna. Very scary. When we look at people who are like this, we should become scared. We should become worried for them, saying that they are going to go to hell. Send me those who do not perform their duties toward Vishnu, not toward their material duties. Why? Because these are the only duties in human life. Look at this. And today, even devotees, they read Bhagavad Gita, Karma Yoga, and they think it's for them. Karma Yoga is not for us. Karma Yoga is a lower level of yoga. Our yoga is Bhakti Yoga, Parodharmo. Because only Paradharma is the actual duty of human life, which is serving Krishna. So some people might be very nicely doing their family duties, but if they are doing sinful activities in the course of their duties, then they will still go to Yamaraj, but not devotees. Please bring me all such fools and rascals. Mudha. The word Vishnu Krityan is very important in this verse because the purpose of human life is to please Lord Vishnu. Varnashama acharvate acharvata purushena parapuman. Vishnu aradhyate pantha nanyatastosha karanam. Human society is meant to follow strictly the Varnashrama Dharma, which divides a society into four social divisions and four spiritual divisions. Varnashrama Dharma easily brings one nearer to Lord Vishnu, who is the only true objective in human life. Nate vidusvartagatim Vishnu. Unfortunately, our people do not know that their real self-interest is to return home back to God or to approach Lord Vishnu. Durashaya e bahirartamaninaha. Instead, they're simply bewildered. Durashaya, bad hopes or bad desires. Every human being is expected to perform duties meant for approaching Lord Vishnu. Therefore, Yamaraja advises the Yamadutas to bring him those persons who have forgotten their duties toward Krishna, toward Vishnu. One who does not chant the holy name of Vishnu, Krishna, who does not bow down to the deity of Vishnu, who does not remember the lotus feet of Vishnu, is punishable by Yamaraja. In summary, all Avaishnavas, persons unconcerned with Lord Vishnu, are punishable by Yamaraja. And if somebody thinks that this is sectarian, any religion is good enough, we can think of anybody and it is supreme religion, I will worship demigods. No, they are not going to be protected because they are Avaishnavas. They are not concerned with Lord Vishnu. They are punishable. So many verses Yamaraja is saying on the same topic. Tat kshamyatam sa bhagavan purusha purano narayanasva purusharyada satkritam nah swanam aho na vidusham rachitanjalinam kshantirgariyasi namah purushaya bhumne. Then Yamaraja, considering himself and his servants to be offenders, spoke as follows, begging pardon from the Lord. O my Lord, my servants have surely committed a great offense by arresting a Vaishnava such as Ajamila. O Narayana, O supreme and oldest person, please forgive us. Because of our ignorance, we failed to recognize Ajamila as a servant of your lordship, and thus we have certainly committed a great offense. Therefore, with folded hands, we beg your pardon. My Lord, since you are supremely merciful and are always full of good qualities, please pardon us. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Lord Yamaraja took up himself the responsibility for the offense committed by his servants. If the servant of an establishment makes a mistake, the establishment takes responsibility for it. Although Yamaraja is above offenses, his servants practically with his permission went to arrest Ajamila, which was a great offense. With his permission meaning pre-given permission, not that they go and ask, shall I go here? Shall I go to this soul? Shall I go to this? Generally, they have been given instructions, so they are doing. So in one sense, they did not know about devotees till then, right? So that is why Yamaraja is taking responsibility of that. The Nyaya Shastra confirms Bhrityaparade Swamino Dandaha. If a servant makes a mistake, master is punishable because he is responsible for the offense. Actually, we see this even Vishnu when Jaya Vijaya offend Kumaras. He comes and says that I am responsible for this. Taking this seriously, Yamaraja, along with servants, prayed with folded hands to be excused by the Supreme Lord Narayana. And this is true of any responsible leader. He has to take response to the mistake committed by his uh, followers or who are under his care. Tasmat Sankirtanam Vishnor Jaganmangalamamhasam Mahatamapi Kauravya Vidhyaikantika Nishkritam. Very nice. Therefore, my dear king, the chanting of the holy name is able to uproot even the reactions of the greatest sins. Tasmat. And therefore, the chanting of Hare Sankirtana movement is the most auspicious activity in the entire universe. Please try to understand this so that others will take it seriously. We should note that although Ajamila chanted the name of Narayana imperfectly, he was delivered from all sinful reactions. And chanting of holy name is so auspicious that it can free everyone from the reactions of sinful activities. One should not conclude that one may continue to sin with the intention of chanting Hare Krishna to neutralize the reactions. Rather, one should be very careful to be free from all sins and never think of counteracting sinful activities by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, for this is another offense. If by chance a devotee accidentally performs some sinful activity, the Lord will excuse him, but one should not intentionally perform sinful acts. The Lord will excuse him if he does once or twice accidentally, but if he begins to do that intentionally, even without hoping that the chanting will help him overcome that, but just because of he's not able to control himself, the Lord will punish him. The Lord will punish him just with the intention of rectifying him, not with any malicious intent or not with any other intention, just to fix him, just to cleanse him, just to purify him. The Lord will render some punishment and will also make the devotee understand, saying that this punishment is for this. So you better give up this sinful activity. Mm. So this is very important. Mm. So we should try to live a pure life. And we can live a pure life only if we are in the association of devotees. Many times I see devotees are only do weekend association. And that weekend association also is very formal, like not surrendering themselves. Right? It's almost like okay, one weekend program satsang and then okay, next day it's life remains the same. Then purification does not happen. Then we will have a false ego, we'll offend devotees, we might engage in sense gratification, we'll do all kinds of nonsense. So the important thing is the association is not just some one-time thingy. In fact, actually, devotees have to try to get such association. Try, meaning every time there's an opportunity, one should take such association. Even if there is no opportunity, one should create that opportunity. Approaching such devotees, seeking their association, hearing from them, asking them questions. And if we are sincere, then Krishna sends. We are also fortunate that Krishna sent his grace Basukosh Prabhu on Sunday to Pulimau. So if we are sincere and we want to purify ourselves, we want to become better in devotion, Krishna will send us to such devotees. But we have to be sincere. So our progress in devotion is how much we are becoming disconnected from material enjoyment, from sinful life, from general being attracted to materialistic life, money. Money is required, but we don't have to become attached to money. Mm. So chanting of Sankirtana is the most auspicious activity. In fact, we want to do this every day on the roads, on the streets. Like, it used to happen when Srila Prabhupada was present. Even today, I know of one center in Atlanta where they do book distributions, Nagar Sankirtan every day. I desire that our preaching also comes to this state where devotees are available, not just engrossed in their material life, right? Household duties, work, etc. Some time has to be taken out every day by devotees for their own sadhana and then preaching. This is preaching. Even if one can give half an hour a day, go out. If we don't know how to chant, no problem. Play Prabhupada Dhun, Prabhupada the chanting, Prabhupada singing Kirtan, and go and distribute books or give out information about Krishna conscious activities, etc., etc. Or give out prasadam. Mm. Many more verses are there. Okay, I think we'll just finish it. शृण्वतां गृणतां वीर्याणि उद्दामानि हरेर्मुहुः यथा सुजतया भक्त्या शुद्धेन नात्मा वृथादिभिः. One who constantly hears and chants the holy name of the Lord and hears and chants about his activities can very easily attain the platform of pure devotional service, which can cleanse the dirt from one's heart. One cannot achieve such purification merely by observing vows and performing Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. So constantly hears and chants holy name, hears and chants his activities. That is why Bhagavatam and Hare Krishna Mahamantra is very, very important so that we can attain platform of pure devotion. Because that will cleanse the dirt from one's heart. Just 1 second, somebody is at the door. Sorry. One may very easily practice chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord and thus become ecstatic in spiritual life. Padma Puran says, Nama Paradha Yuktanam Namanyeva Haranti Agham Avishranti Prayuktani Tanyevartha Karani Cha. Even if one chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra offensively, one can avoid offenses by continuously chanting without deviation. Continuous chanting. We have to get to this stage. One who becomes accustomed to this practice will always remain in a pure transcendental position, untouchable by sinful reactions. Shukadeva Goswami especially requested King Parikshit to note this fact very carefully. There is no profit, however, in executing the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. By performing such activities, one may go to the higher planetary systems. But as stated in Bhagavad Gita, Kshine Punya Martyalokam Vishanti, the period of one's enjoyment is terminated because of the limited extent of the results of Punya. One must return to earth. Thus, there is no use in endeavoring to travel up and down in the universe. It's better to chant the holy name of the Lord so that one may become fully purified and eligible to return back home, back to God. That is the aim of life. So one of the things for us is to actually continuously increase our chanting. Not just 16 rounds is not our goal. So 16 rounds, reading Srila Prabhupada's books for at least 1 hour, other important services, and even after that, if there is time, more chanting. So more chanting comes at the end. Not that we keep doing more chanting and say in the name of more chanting, don't do reading, don't engage in any other services. No, that's not recommended. But we have to come at once, at some point in time, we have to be always. And this continuous chanting means continuously in Krishna consciousness also, not that always only just chanting Hare Krishna. If when you are engaging in other activities also, that is continuous chanting only. Either it's glorification or it's preparing for glorification. All those are connected activities. कृष्णाङ्घ्रिपद्ममधुलिन् लिन्न पुनर्विसृष्ट मायागुणेषु रमते वृजिनावहेषु अन्यस्तु कामहत आत्मरजः प्रमार्ष्टुम् ईहेत कर्मयत एव रजः पुनः स्यात्. Devotees who always lick the honey from the lotus feet of Lord Krishna do not care at all for material activities, which are performed under the three modes of nature and which bring only misery. They don't care. Indeed, devotees never give up the lotus feet of Krishna to return to material activities. Others, however, who are addicted to Vedic rituals because they have neglected the service of the Lord's lotus feet and are enchanted by lusty desires, sometimes perform acts of atonement. Nevertheless, being incompetently purified, they return to sinful activities. Anyway, I mean, the important thing for us is that one who always licks the honey from the lotus feet of the Lord, they do not care at all for material activities. They don't care. This word, they don't care, without cares. Just don't bother. Mm, just don't never give up the lotus feet of the Lord. Do your material duties, but don't bother too much. And it's higher platform to actually come out of all material duties, but not whimsically, not creating social turmoil, not like that. Now, yeah, devotees' duty is to chant Hare Krishna mantra. One may sometimes chant with offenses and sometimes without offenses. But if one seriously adopts this process, he will achieve perfection, which cannot be achieved through Vedic ritualistic ceremonies of atonement. The Prabhupada is saying this is our situation. Sometimes we are chanting with offenses, sometimes without offenses, but we'll achieve perfection as we practice this. Persons who are attached to Vedic ceremonies but do not believe in devotional service, who advise atonement but do not appreciate the chanting of the Lord's holy name, fail to achieve the highest perfection. Devotees, therefore, being completely detached from material enjoyment, never give up Krishna consciousness. Yeah. So the important thing here is you have to lick the honey from the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Only then we will have the heart not to care for material activities. Our heart should be ready not to care for material activities. When will that happen? When we always lick the honey from, meaning which we have developed on taste for Krishna consciousness. We understood that this material life is just, it's a distraction. At best, it's a distraction, right? So they don't bother much about it. They just do whatever bare minimum is required and go on with devotion. After hearing from the mouth of their master about the extraordinary glories of the Lord and his name, fame, and attributes, Yamadutas were struck with wonder. Since then, as soon as they see a devotee, they fear him and dare not look at him again. Uh, when the great sage Agastya, the son of Kumbha, was residing in the Malaya hills and worshipping the Supreme Lord, I approached him and he explained to me this confidential history. So this is parampara. Uh, so it's not that it's some speculation. So Shukadeva Goswami is saying, I approached Agastya Muni and he explained this confidential history. And so with this whole episode of Ajamila ends and the glories of chanting Hare Krishna. So hopefully it has helped all of us to improve our chanting, focus on chanting more, and so many other related important messages we have got. And yeah, so with that we'll end today's discussion. So if there are any questions, anybody, comments?